Hello. So for today's writing assignment, and I'm super excited about this one because I saw your story maps from yesterday, and oh my goodness, I cannot wait to read these fairy tales. Are going to be awesome. So let's review what elements of a fairy tale are. Elements of a fairy tales usually teach a lesson. They are usually set in the past and often begin with once upon a time. They have elements of three, like three little pigs, the three bears. It has a problem and a solution, and it usually has a happy ending at the end. There's often good versus evil, and animals often talk or have special abilities. You know what I really think of when I'm thinking of like a fairy tale that encompasses kind of all of these things and brings all of the fairy tales that we know and love together is the movie Shrek. So my daughter loves that movie, but if you think about that movie, it kind of teaches you a lesson, right? Shrek was kind of having a hard time. He was super judgy. He didn't want anybody in his swamp with him. And then he kind of lets people in and discovers that, hey, it's not so bad to have friends. He even ends up with the princess. It's set in the past. I think it does begin with Once Upon a Time. Well, there's kind of elements of 3D because there's the three little bears are characters in there. There's three little pigs are characters in there. Three blind mice are in there. They go on a 3-day trek. It has a problem and a solution, right? So the problem is that the princess is stuck, and then Shrek and the princess are in love, but they really shouldn't be together. She's an ogre. She doesn't tell him. Neither one of them tell each other how they feel. And the solution is they end up working it out by being honest about what they needed and how they felt, and it all worked out. That was the happy ending. They ended up together. Good versus evil. Well, Lord Farquaad was evil. Shrek and Fiona were good. And there were tons of talking animals there. If you don't know this movie or you haven't seen it in a long time, by all means, go and watch it. And when you do, think about all of these elements of a fairy tale. They're definitely in there. So today, for your writing assignment, think about all of these elements of a fairy tale. Think about the things we have talked about and bust out your story map. So remember, this was my story map, and I purposely didn't put a beginning, middle, and end on mine because I didn't want mine to kind of influence you. I wanted you to think of your own thing. So remember, your characters, your setting, a beginning, a middle, and an end to your story. Now, in your packet that I sent, there is 2 books. One has the words for you: first, then, next, last. The other one doesn't have anything. You can choose which one you want to use. I don't mind. You can choose that. But you have today and tomorrow to finish at least one book. If you finish 2, awesome, but at least one. Okay? So I cannot wait to read these stories. They're gonna be awesome.